Now, I want to go back to the fact that here you are as a person that never went to church, and you're looking through your telescope and you're reading all of these books and you're going through your education that eventually you come up with a PhD in astronomy, then you go to Caltech for 5 years and you're working on quasars and postdoctoral work. And I'm saying, what happened to you as you were looking at the sky?
Well, what was happening while I was growing up is every year I'd look at a different sub-discipline of astronomy, like stellar astrophysics, the stellar interiors, galaxies. When I was 16, I spent a year studying cosmology, the science of the origin and history of the universe. And that's when I became convinced the universe has a beginning. If it's got a beginning, there must be a beginner. So as at age 17, I said, I want to find this cosmic beginner. Didn't really know where to look. I started reading the great philosophers. I wasn't really too happy with what I found. Then I went through the world's holy books, Hindu Vedas, Buddhist commentaries, the Quran, Zoroastrianism, and finally I did pick up a Bible. And you mentioned I didn't really know Christians. I did see two Christians from 30 feet away when I was in grade school, and these were two businessmen that were giving away Gideon Bibles.
They brought in a box, put it down on the teacher's desk.
So at age 17, I began to read that Gideon Bible. In fact, I was spending about an hour or two every day reading it, looking for a provable error or contradiction, couldn't find any, and realized this book had content that transcended the physics of the universe. So I said, this message must come from a being that transcends the space-time continuum of the universe.
Yeah, give me another way of saying it, that the Bible, Genesis 1, Job, and other passages in Scripture showed you the scientific method, and it was different than the Quran or the other holy books that you were reading.
Well, what I saw was that, if you look at the other holy books, they may have one or two texts on creation. The Bible's got over 24 and multiple books. I was amazed how consistent it was. They didn't contradict one another at all. I also saw in there the elements of the scientific method. I was naive. I didn't know where the scientific method came from at the time. Later on, reading the books by the Scottish theologian Thomas Torrance, I realized, hey, the scientific method has its origin in the Bible and in Reformation theology. But seeing that, I was impressed. I also was impressed that the Bible hundreds of times had predicted future scientific discoveries, got the whole story of creation in the right order with the right description. And that's what motivated me at age 19 to sign my name in the back of a Gideon Bible, committing my life to Jesus Christ.
And as a result, you realized that Jesus said, go into all the world, preach the gospel to every creature, go and make disciples of all the nations, and you realized that you were to share your knowledge of what you knew about Christ with people that you met, that you were friends. And you started doing that. You just started answering questions.